All right, so let's talk about category C, speed, and skill C for acceleration, deceleration. So what does ICBC say? You must accelerate and decelerate smoothly without stopping or slowing unnecessarily. Okay, so this is probably one of the things that almost all drivers need a little bit of fine-tuning on. But let's go over some of the things here. So let me draw you a little graph here of distance versus speed. So this is our distance and this is speed. And say you're going to be stopped at a stop sign, right? And you're going, of course, 0 kilometers an hour right now. And you're about to leave your stop sign and you're trying to get up to 50 kilometers an hour. What happens sometimes with students is they accelerate really quickly and then they get to 50 and they don't take into account what got them to 50 in the first place. It was the acceleration that got them to 50. So they wait till they see this 50 sign on their speedometer and then they take their foot off the accelerator, and the accelerator, the thing that got you here was acceleration. So you still have some residual acceleration. So this thing ends up going to about 56 or so. And then student goes, oh, this is way too fast. I wasn't planning on going 56. So let me hit the brake. And so they brake and they go down and they wait till they're about 50 before they let go of the brake. But by that point, the deceleration has started. So it gets them down even further than that. They get down to 45 kilometers an hour. And then they say, oh, this is way too slow. I need to accelerate. And they accelerate again. They get up to this point and they go, oh, it's too fast. And they go down again and up again and down again. And they're just going this seesaw motion on their pedals essentially, and their speed is all over the place. So the range they're playing with is pretty wide. Okay, so the way to fix this is to aim for slightly below the speed limit. So your aim should be for 48 kilometers an hour, assuming it's a 50 zone. And you want to take just a bit longer to get up to 48. And once you get close enough to 48, you go, you know what, this is good enough. It's close enough to 50. You take your foot off the accelerator for a second, and it's going to plateau somewhere near 50. And then you're going to say, you know what, 50 is now starting to drop down to 49 because I'm not pressing the gas, right? And so you start dropping down to 49. And then you go, you know, 49 is close enough to 50, but I don't want it to drop to 48, so let me touch the gas. And we're not going to press anything on the accelerator because we're close enough to 50. So the speed again drops down. And we go, you know what, 48 is close enough to being below the speed limit, so let me touch the gas and go back up. And then you don't touch the accelerator when you're at 49 or 50, and you drop down. And so what I'm trying to say is that we're trying to do as much of the drive with one pedal. Okay, so we call this one pedal driving. You're not going to get that smooth drive you're looking for by going gas, brake, gas, brake, gas, brake. You need to be going gas. Okay, it's 49, close to 50. I'm going to take it off for a second. Okay, the friction is bringing back down to 49, so I'll just touch the gas and then no gas. and then we'll touch the gas and note gas. So being really gentle with the pedals and trying to do as much of your drive with just one pedal, your accelerator. Now, of course, if you're going downhill, you're going to need to control your speed down the hill. You might need to brake going down the hill. But if you're on a flat surface and you're trying to maintain a speed, for the most part, you should be doing it with just one pedal. And this is obvious. It should be obvious next time you're following another car. Look at how many times their brake lights are coming on, okay? And then compare it to how many times you've braked in the last block or so. So with new drivers, they'll go gas brake, and that brake light keeps flashing for the car behind you, and they're going, well, why are you braking every 2 seconds, right? So planning ahead, looking ahead and going, okay, well, I need to be, let's say this is a city block, okay, so about 100 meters, and you were stopped at a red light at the previous intersection, and then as you start going, let's say the light turns green, you look ahead and you see yet another red light at the next intersection. Okay, so sometimes students, they don't get up to 50, right? They just kind of hover at like 20, 25, and then they drop down here. So 25 is a little bit slow for this block. Even though you're planning on slowing down again, divide this block in half and say, okay, for the first half of the block, I'm going to try to get up to speed. And then once I have a good speed, this is where I start bringing my speed back down so that I am expediting the flow of traffic through that block. Okay, and alternatively, sometimes students will try to rush up to 50, and then they get here and then they do a hard brake. And this is not good either, because you accelerated quickly here and then you're decelerating really quickly here. So you need to look ahead and go, okay, I need to stop in the next block, or traffic is congested here, lots of cars stopped here. So where is that point where I need to stop by, and how am I going to pick up my speed from here till there? Divide that space kind of more or less in between the two distances. Use the first half to get up to speed, use the second half to come back down. Okay, so these are the things that the examiner is paying attention to. Is, are you planning your drive? Are you smooth on the pedals? Or are you just stomping on each pedal, right? And they don't want you to be going hard on the gas, hard on the brake, hard on the gas. It's got to be smooth, it's got to be predictable to other drivers.